So this is about community. And for us, my wife's not here, but she is 51% owner of From Up Tennis. I love saying that. Ashley Mack is here. She's our general manager. We are owned by a woman and we are run by a woman. But the man has a microphone right now. From Up Tennis started in West Reading. We moved in the year 2000 over to Spring Township because we needed the warehouse space, but we literally used to unload semi-tractor trailers full of cases of tennis balls on Penn Avenue. And so finally, when nobody else liked us in West Reading, we moved to Spring Valley. But it's really neat to come back to West Reading. And I would tell you, I never thought in my lifetime West Reading would be as cool as it is today, having been there 20 years ago. And so the first thing I'd like to do is recognize the Borough Council that is all here right now. And if you guys could come on out front, including everyone related to the Borough Council, the Chief of Police. Come on out here, you guys. So we're going to do the first ribbon cutting. Mark, you want to grab that ribbon? Jack, you got the drone ready? We got a drone here that's going to take some shots. And so today we have Chief of Police Glenn Granite. And Glenn is a big pickleball fan. Glenn, raise your hand. And Glenn, tell us about your idea.
So we started playing pickleball a few years ago. My wife and I were here this morning, and for those of you that beat up on us, now that we're going to have a discussion. Try it now! But so in a few weeks, we're working with Pat and Ashley. We're going to do a Pickle with the Popo event and get down here. We're going to have other first responders, fire department, and some people from the borough, and a really good chance for us and you to all get to know each other and work together.
Thank you, and thank you for your service. Thank you all for your service. What we're going to do is we'd like you guys against the net here. So just swing around. You got to tell Borough Council twice what to do. All right, get in there tight. We have everybody in there. So anyway, this is the crew that voted to approve this facility. They had to work. There's a lot of little details in when you work with a private entity and a public, a government entity, and they could not have been more positive and helpful. And so, if we could just give our Borough Council a round of applause and appreciate it. We got Officer Tom Hahn, Chad Schreiner. Where's Chad Schreiner? Hey, come on out here. You're from Mark Rosie's office. Very cool. Yeah, well, thanks for being here today. The Fire Chief, Chad Moyer, raise your hand. That's the Fire Chief. So, hopefully you will never see him at your front door like I have. The Recreation Directors are Helen Moyer, who's done it for years, and her replacement is Christine Bowd. She is new to the area, or the council, or the department. Samantha Kegg is on Borough Council. Jen Bressler, thank you for your service. And then I also got to say, so this is really kind of cool the way this developed. All right, let's do this first before I go any further. So, all right, how do you do these things? I've never done one. I know. Are we really cutting it? We are cutting it in there. That's terrific. So lots been asked, why do we have two plastic courts here? Why do we have two different surfaces here than the 8 surfaces here? Quick story. Sport court, we wanted to use these surfaces because they're very comfortable on your body. They're good for your knees, your back, and all that stuff. You walk on it right away, you can tell. We wanted to use this for all 10 courts, but we put one down and it was too slippery on the ball. The ball doesn't stay up on it. So what we did, we had the company that makes it. They're in Salt Lake City, Utah, a huge company called Sport Court. Their CEO and Chief Marketing Officer came out here and said, we need to get this right. You help us get this right. We're going to go back to R&D and figure it out. If you put 2 pickleball courts down, we'll give you those 2 basketball courts. So that's the deal that was made. So hey Scott. Oh, by the way, this is our court builder, Scott Crow. Yeah. Luckily he was more punctual with putting the courts in than being on time for the opening ceremony. But he's the guy that developed the shade. I just said, dude, let's make a cool event. He came up with the turf. He came up with the sidings. He came up with the look. And so If we've already gotten inquiries, people are calling our offices asking who built these courts, who did the shades. So if you could start calling Scott instead of us, that would be great. Okay. I'll read his cell phone number after this. All right, thank you, Borough Council. Thanks for being here. There's another. So in regards to that basketball, there's a legacy of this at these basketball courts, the West Reading Summer League. And I saw Ed Kuhn here today. Where's Ed Kuhn? Ed, come on out here. I want you to cut a ribbon, for God's sakes. Bring your wife. Come on. And also, Mark Radcliffe runs the West Reading Main Streets. All that fun stuff. This is Dr. Fun, right here. He puts together the Pretzel City, all this stuff that goes on in West Reading. So he's very involved. He's the one that helps us get all these food trucks. So please support all these kinds of businesses and recognize them and thank them.
And another winner by Ashton down the middle.